of Illinois. I'm President and CEO of ICBA CRA Solutions. We are a CRA resource for community banks all across the country and a value-added resource for ICBA members. We provide education training for community banks on Community Reinvestment Act. Every bank in the country is responsible for fulfilling their CRA duties. We're super excited to have a new brand of ICBA CRA Solutions and formally be part of the ICBA family. We've been a wholly owned subsidiary of ICBA for 13 years now, and really just taking on the ICBA brand and imaging. So we're excited about that. We launched a peer group last year called the CRA Collaborative that meets on a quarterly basis. We have about 140 bankers, CRA officers, compliance officers, who gather together for a 1-hour meeting and just share best ideas and best practices with each other, what examiners are saying, what they're hearing in the field. The new rule, CRA modernization, was just released in October of last year, so there's a lot of questions and a great need for education out there. And the Collaborative is a great resource for banks to come together and share ideas. Every bank is required to comply with the Community Reinvestment Act. Small banks, the compliance is not as rigorous as a larger bank, a bank that's over $2 billion in assets. But really, in terms of the suite of offerings that we have, a smaller bank may need education and training for their CRA officer. A larger bank where the requirements are more rigorous, they may require more comprehensive help through our suite of programs that we offer, like our support services or the Collaborative, or our credit opportunities that we provide banks. ICBA is the premier resource for community banks. It is the voice for community banks all across the country. And so by us being a part of that family, hopefully it will bring us more credibility and open more doors for us in terms of offering our services for community banks all across the country.
I'm Jim. I'm with PMA Funding. I'm out of Naperville, Illinois. At PMA, we are focused on providing education and deposit solutions based on our political subdivision depositors to formulate stable funding solutions for our financial institutions. What I enjoy most is the relationships along the way. The ICBA is a great organization. Their values are integrity and commitment, which are our values as well, in the core of our foundation. And we utilize that to distill in our client relationships on an ongoing basis. So it's the relationships you make along the way and the value you're able to provide.
I'm Rafael De Leon, Senior Vice President of Industry Engagement for End Contracts. End Contracts is based in Brentwood, Tennessee, and I myself live in Washington, D.C. What we offer as a preferred service provider to ICBA members is everything from AI-assisted contract review to compliance, risk, and vendor management solutions across the board. What I enjoy most about servicing community banks is I come from a community banking background. My father was a community banker. I've been in the space for over 30 years. So to work for a company that is really mission driven to support community banks, and that the company was built on the vision of being able to help community banks survive and thrive, makes me very proud of working here at End Contracts. One of the things I really appreciate and enjoy about participating with ICBA is I've been working with ICBA very closely in my former job as a regulator. I've gotten to know ICBA members and bankers for years, and I'm just a proud supporter of what ICBA does. So to work for a company and also be selected as a preferred service provider has just been the icing on the cake.
At Intrify, we serve thousands of banks and financial institutions of all sizes across the country, including the majority of community banks, minority-owned depository institutions, and CDFIs. Using our patented technology and extensive experience, we built our bank network, the largest of its kind, and developed solutions to help banks enhance franchise value, reduce costs, and diversify funding, regardless of the business or economic environment. With ICS or Intrify Cash Service and Cedars, your bank can offer access to millions in FDIC insurance through participating network banks. In addition to safety, one of the key benefits of ICS and Cedars deposit solutions is simplicity. Large depositors don't necessarily want to open multiple accounts at multiple banks to protect their money. The ability to access millions in FDIC insurance through Intrify's network of banks means they don't have to. They can work directly with just your institution, a potential boon to your franchise value and to the communities you support. Intrify, offering trusted deposit solutions for over 20 years. Learn more. Visit Intrify.com or call 866-776-6426.
I'm Todd Terrazas. I'm also with PMA Funding. I'm out of Naperville, Illinois, and I'm a Vice President of Institutional Sales. As an institutional provider of deposits to banks, all of our clients are public funds, so they're local to the community, and working with community banks, you really get that lifeblood of the local community, so it feels like it's peanut butter and jelly. We kind of work synergistically, and just to see the impact that we could have on the community from a public fund standpoint and a local banking standpoint is just huge. So what we really enjoy with servicing community banks is we're a provider of public funds. So all of our clients are school districts and municipalities, so they're local to the community. So we feel like we're the lifeblood of the community with the community banking, and being able to support them through deposits and allowing them to loan out is just a really great feeling.
Most community financial institutions don't just need a payments network, they need a partner like Visa. We know what it's like to start small, and we know what it's like to grow. Today, as one of the largest digital payments companies in the world, Visa has resources, turnkey solutions, and strategic partnerships to help you be more forward-thinking, unlock new opportunities and new possibilities, and better navigate the changing payments landscape. We're more than a payments network. We're an extension of your team, offering cutting-edge technology, innovative products and services, and important tools that enable you to make greater connections at the local level. Visa has a team dedicated to your community who will get to know you and your business. We'll help you optimize performance, accessing Visa's benchmark analytics to inform actionable insights, and provide resources and solutions designed to grow with your business. See what a partnership with Visa can do for your community. Connect with our team today.
My name is Lucas White. I'm the president of the Fountain Trust Company located in Covington, Indiana. We are a community bank with $670 million in assets in 16 locations across West Central Indiana. I also have the distinct privilege of being the incoming chairman of ICBA. One of the things I'm looking forward to most this coming year is continuing to travel around the country, speak at state conventions, and meet community bankers. There are two primary things that I hope to accomplish as chairman of ICBA. I want to encourage more people, more community bankers to get involved in advocacy, whether that's writing a letter to their congressman, writing a comment letter to the regulators, or going to Washington and lobbying in person. But the advocacy side of what we do is critically important for community banks. The other thing I want to accomplish is to have people realize that you don't have to be a banker for 30 years or at the end of your career before you can get involved in either your state association or ICBA. I'm becoming chairman. I have 3 young boys at home. It takes some juggling, but it can be done, and I would encourage young bankers to get involved in their associations. ICBA does a lot for community banks, but one of the things I'm most passionate about is the advocacy side of what we do. And our advocacy message is stronger with the more members we have. And when you look at what ICBA does for community banks in Washington, being a member of the association is critical to helping ICBA deliver that message to the policymakers. I believe every community banker ought to go to Washington at least once to lobby and see how the process works. But attending Capitol Summit is really the best way that we can deliver our message to Capitol Hill. ICBA does a fantastic job of prepping the community bankers that attend Capitol Summit with what the current issues are and how to deliver the message to Congress. But attending Capitol Summit is really the best way that you can represent not only your community bank, but the interest of your hometown. One neat thing that ICBA does is the Think Tech Accelerator program. And I first took part in the program a number of years ago, just a few years after it started. And the first time I did it, I sat through the program with some of the top people in the bank, and there were a lot of issues that we were not experts on. And so after that, I started getting people farther down in the bank who would understand the products that those companies have better, whether it's a cybersecurity product or a marketing type product. One of the programs I sat through, I had our head of marketing sit in because she understood what they were talking about a lot better than I did. And so I would encourage you on the innovation side, get the people from the bank involved that do those things on a day-to-day basis and know how the processes work.
First Federal was organized in 1955 as a mutual savings and loan. Our emphasis then was on mortgage loans for our customers and friends and family in the community. First Federal currently has around $350 million in assets, so we're not too large, but we're kind of proud of ourselves. And we currently have 56 employees spread across 6 branches in Southeast Mississippi. Community service that we provide helps us build team building, which gives us a better whole outlook on the way we do things. But we've always had a big emphasis on the American Heart Association. We've been able to provide funds for them through fundraisers and raffles. This year we've decided to allow the employees to nominate and choose an additional organization to support, and something that they would all feel passionate about and can all get behind. As a lot of people are aware, the Bank of Anguilla was affected by a tornado, as well as a lot of the surrounding Mississippi Delta in March of 2023. Since we're familiar with hurricanes and the devastation that they cause in our area, we wanted to do something in some small way to help the Bank of Anguilla begin to recover. So we formed a committee and we decided that we would do a fish fry fundraiser, which turned out to be very successful. We raised a few $1,000s, which was a drop in the bucket in the big picture as far as what the bank needed. But we felt like we provided some emphasis to get them back on their feet. We're trying to help someone. We're not trying to pat ourselves on the back. The impact on the bank is the positive feedback we get from the employees, just by the team building part of it. As well as that, we also have a good time doing that. We hope that the community can see that this is not about us and that we're more than just a financial institution. We are here to help to recognize the needs of those around us and try to do our part to meet those needs, and we think we do a good job in doing that.
Cross Bank began as Cross County Bank in 1891 in Wynne, Arkansas. The name Cross Bank honors our heritage and solidifies our future as a locally owned and operated community bank operating in 4 counties in eastern Arkansas. Being involved in the community is a natural way to build a brand and grow your bank. Supporting nonprofit organizations with volunteers, donations, and sponsorships helps the bank grow because you're improving the quality of life in your communities. Community service is very important at Cross Bank because we live, work, and play here. We've done business with our friends and neighbors right here in eastern Arkansas for over 130 years, and that means a lot to us. Our people genuinely care and they want to be involved in serving the community that they call home. On March 31st, Wynne, Arkansas experienced an EF3 tornado that devastated a lot of the town. The high school was leveled, dozens of homes and businesses were destroyed, and hundreds of people were displaced. The following morning, I received a call from one of our lenders who works at a branch outside of Wynne who said, "I feel like I need to do something to help. Would you mind if me and a buddy set up in front of the bank to cook hamburgers and hot dogs for anyone who needs something to eat?" Well, the next day, several employees were helping he and his family provide meals to first responders, relief workers, policemen, firemen, and anyone in the community who needed something to eat. They set up on Sunday as well, and I believe they provided over 2,000 meals in those 2 days. All of our branches started gathering supplies almost immediately to donate to the local distribution center that was taking care of supplies and personal needs of those who were displaced. Even though we've always been active in the community, this was when we officially coined the phrase, Cross Bank Cares. I believe that we've always cared, but when you start serving the community and looking at everything you do through the lens of Cross Bank Cares, it will change the way that you give and serve. We don't give and serve for the praises of man, but I have to admit that when you receive that heartfelt thank you note for a donation or for an act of service, there is a sense of pride in our people that wells up inside because of a job well done.
I'm Steve Kenner, Senior Managing Director at Intrify. At Intrify, we're the industry leader in providing FDIC insurance and balance sheet management tools and have been doing so for some 22 years. The failure of Silicon Valley Bank has been a game changer for us. As you might imagine, hundreds of banks have flocked to our network because of the extending of FDIC insurance that we provide. And regulators are now more concerned than ever before about uninsured deposits and concentration limits, and we're here to provide that backstop for our banks. We offer FDIC insured programs and provide a true balance sheet management tool for banks. This allows banks, whether it's term CDs or money markets, and whether or not they need the deposits on balance sheet or off, we can assist the bank so you never have to say no to a deposit. You can always be in deposit gathering mode. If you don't want the deposits, sell them off balance sheet, take fee income in lieu of having those deposits on your balance sheet. And the beauty of that is, once you've done that, you've got this ready-made pool of liquidity sitting right off your balance sheet you can bring back on whenever you need it.
My name is John Hansen. I'm Vice Chairman of NBT Bank. We're located in northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Our base is in Forest City, Iowa. I've been enjoying the morning labs. They're very thought-provocative for me and to get ideas to take back to the organization to try to make suggestions on how we can better utilize data that we already have to make better decisions in the bank strategically on how to grow. I guess I would have said deposits, but really that's a short-term problem. I think grow overall.
Moultrie-Colquitt County is a very unique community. It's a very southern community. It's ag-driven, whether you are actually growing the crops, selling the crops, or selling to the industry in terms of equipment, parts, things like that. We have had the expansion in our medical community here. We had the addition of PCOM, the Philadelphia College of Medicine, that opened a South Georgia campus. The airport is growing. They are continuing to expand. They have gotten a number of funding, different federal grant fundings.
You've got your large banks, but to me, local means everything. And I think that with your larger banks, whether they've been sold out or whether they're corporate offices or somewhere else. I think that makes a lot of difference. I think with your local banks that you care about your customers, they're important to you. You want to make sure your customers are successful. I mean, whether they're opening a personal checking account or if it's a commercial loan or it's an ag loan, I mean, it's very important to me. Local means a lot to me.
I think everyone knew that a healthy, true community bank contributed to the overall financial health of the county, community, what have you. In the whole process of starting a bank, one of the things that I was surprised the most about was the interest from the public.
I was one of the original ones. It was a good friend of mine that's on the board also. He and I are real close, and we were sitting in our pickup trucks with our windows rolled down, and he said, "You ever thought about starting a bank?" He said, "We're hearing horror stories about what's going on in the banking industry in Moultrie." And I said, "Well, now that you mention that, and we're hearing things also, about how difficult it is to go in and get a loan, just the sheer paperwork that's in process, and the length of getting any type of results of knowing what you're going to do, and these are people that's got good credit. There's not an issue with that. You don't have to worry about if they're going to pay their bills or not." I had a good friend of mine. He was an older gentleman. He was 96 years old. He heard that we were starting this bank. He called. He wanted to know how could he help and how could he be involved. And we ended up with 486 investors from 5 or 6 counties. We raised $21.5 million.
It's about giving back and supporting, because I think if you build those relationships early and kids see you supporting them in what they're doing, they remember that. They've got that softball rec t-shirt that they wear for the next year until they outgrow it. It's got the bank's name on it. Hopefully that means something to them when they get old enough to open a bank account, or they recognize our logo. It's that piece where you give back. That's a lot of what being a part of the community, what a community bank means, and what we're able to do. We're just not writing a check and passing it down the line.
We started with probably 4 or 5 employees banking out of a strip mall. And within just a little over a year, moving into our new facility, a 9,000 square foot building with 13 to 15 employees. Couldn't be more proud or more excited for the future for Moultrie Bank and Trust.
I'm proud of Moultrie Bank and Trust because it truly is a community bank. It isn't a slogan, a tagline, a marketing ploy. We are community in every sense of the word.
Hello, my name is Jacob McDaniel. I'm an account executive here at Teslar Software based out of Northwest Arkansas. Our relationship as a preferred service provider has been great, and some of the products that we offer is discounts on some of the modules in Teslar, as well as free and unlimited training for our ICBA members, and it's been a great experience for us. We offer specific discounts on some of our modules and products at Teslar, as well as unlimited training and support for our ICBA members that we work with in our program. It's definitely the relationships. Over the past 5 years of doing this, I have made a lot of friends across the country, bankers that I consider friends of mine, and it's been an excellent experience for ourselves, and watching a company like Teslar grow, one of the best experiences of my life. I think being a part of that first Think Tech Accelerator back in 2019, meeting other companies like us, building relationships within the ICBA has been the greatest experience so far. That accelerator was such a reason for the success of Teslar over the past few years, and we're really just grateful to have that relationship.
Community banks do great things locally. They support local businesses, make more loans to your neighbors, and offer banking with a personal touch. Yet consumers have a difficult time defining and identifying community banks. So we set out to change that, starting with targeting millennials, whose values make them a perfect match for community banks. The challenge? They're the most marketed to generation in history, and they're incredibly distracted. But research suggested a way to break through. We found that community is important to millennials. They prefer to shop locally, support local businesses, and value personalized service, which gave us an ideal way to connect. And connect we did by coming together to launch a digital and social campaign that differentiated the community bank business model.
So, when I bank with you guys, where does my money go?
Oh, it goes in the tube.
Oh, no, I mean, does it help locally and stuff?
Like after the tube? We don't talk about after the tube.
Don't let a big bank make you feel small. Want your money to stay in your community? Find your community bank at banklocally.org.
With messaging that struck the right tone and a toolkit of customizable assets that member banks use to amplify the campaign in their local markets, our combined efforts have been spreading the word across the country. And with ads that most viewers found very or completely relatable, people have started to take notice. We've increased our target reach. Interest in community banks is growing. And with support from member banks, we'll continue working together to keep the momentum going. Because when it comes to success for community banks, the answer is in the name, community.
Hi, I'm April Tappy. I am with First National Bank North in Walker, Minnesota, and I am the Senior VP Controller.
I'm Callie Tappy, and I'm also from First National Bank North in Walker, Minnesota, and I am customer service.
As bankers, we tend to not be super cutting edge with technology, but customers are demanding it, so the sessions on digital and AI have been tremendously helpful.
I have enjoyed the learning more about fraud. For my position, that's really helpful for me to learn more about that.
The general sessions, they're always really good. The speakers are amazing. One of the big things that I didn't mention earlier is networking with the other banks. The camaraderie and the connecting and the sharing is really top notch. I'm hoping to take back, honestly, a better attainable roadmap of digital transformation, both for customer facing and behind the scenes, along with that, AI is not as scary as it sounds when you learn more about it. So presenting that back along with the fraud tools.
I really enjoy digging into fraud and whatnot and trying to help customers. So attending this conference is just helping me to kind of figure out where to go with that.